Bonjour, ma chérie. We are on our way to Europe today.
I am so excited.
Exactly. And you know what? We're going to talk all about how to make any trip to anywhere in Europe super helpful. We're going to talk about different destinations and all kinds of stuff to help you be a planner.
All right, let's pack our bags.
Hey, Terry, it's our big Europe 101 show. I love the show.
I do too. Can we recap?
Yeah.
What we've talked about before?
I think that's a really great idea because we kind of circle back to this idea of Europe 101 a couple of times in our podcast. So let's talk about what we went over last time. We talked about travel options, travel seasons, researching destinations and how to travel plan that, transportation, lodging, safety, flight planning, and layovers, and so very much more. Please go back and listen to it if you haven't had the chance because it's really the basics that you need to get started.
It is.
Now, if we're going to talk about Europe 101, can we just take a beat? There's a lot going on in Europe right now.
There is.
And we want to make sure that everybody knows that we really are thinking and praying for the Ukraine people right now. We want them to know that our thoughts and prayers are with them. And we want them to know as soon as we possibly can, we want to get back to be close to them and we want to enjoy everything that they offer the world. So as travelers, we hope that that is sooner rather than later. And we are really here in solidarity with you, hoping for the best of outcomes.
Yes.
Okay. I want to start with a little game. You know how much we love that around here on Babcia and Yia Yia. We do. We're going to play Euro, True or False. Are you ready?
Okay.
True or false? Macarons are French.
What is true?
That is false.
Oh,
I know.
You tricked me.
I did trick you. Listen, we normally think of macarons as a Parisian staple, right?
Right.
Isn't that? They're from Italy.
What?
I know.
Who'd have thunk it?
I know. Isn't that crazy? Okay.
Okay.
True or false? You can luge in the summer.
Okay, I think this is a trick question because when you think of the luge, you think of, winter. But I'm going to say it's true. You can do it in the summer.
You are absolutely correct, my friend. You can luge in the summer. They are called alpine coasters in the summer, and you should definitely do it. It's one of the best experiences you can have. Yep. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
True or false? The first Christian in Europe was a man.
I have a 50-50 shot.
You do.
I'm going to go false.
It was a woman. And would you like to know her name?
I would.
St. Paul baptized a woman named Lydia in the north of Greece by Philippi. And she was a merchant of purple cloth, which was fancy cloth back then. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 2 more. Euro, true or false? There are exactly 6 time zones in Europe.
False.
That's correct. There are less than that, for sure. There's, I believe, 4.
I'm almost close to passing this exam.
Yeah, you are. Okay. I am going to give you the last one. Ready?
Yes.
The island of Gavdos is the southernmost point of Europe.
Again, 50-50 here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with my gut, Alex.
Go for it.
True.
Gavdos is true. Woo! Good job. All right. Now that we've kind of got ourselves warmed up, we're thinking about Europe. Let's get into all those logistics to make it a little bit better.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Airbnbs.
Yeah, Airbnbs are an important part of the European system. The B&Bs started in Europe, as a matter of fact, and Airbnbs are the modern version of that. Listen, there are lots of Airbnbs that are owned by corporations that are not small businesses in Europe, though. So as you are navigating
Mhm.
Look at who the owners are, look at who's responsible, and make sure that you are supporting that
Local.
local group. And we talked about Ukraine before. There are a lot of times right now, especially on Airbnb, where as you're purchasing what you're going to get, you can add a little bit more and maybe buy a night in an Airbnb for a Ukrainian refugee.
Oh, that's great. I
Yes.
love it.
Mhm.
Okay, the next thing I like, we've talked about this before,
Mhm.
driving a standard. People learn to drive a standard.
Yes, I don't understand why that is so passé in our
We
country.
don't do it.
Yeah, I think we need more people that do it. All it does is give you more options, and basically being able to drive a standard in Europe is like getting a car rental coupon.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the way we gotta look at it. Okay, let's talk about this thing. Check out everything around Holy Week, which is the week before Easter, both the Roman Catholic Easter and the Orthodox Easter, which are 2 different dates.
Mhm.
They're very rarely the same date. I think once every 12 years they're the same. Okay? So that you know the festivities that are happening and you can enjoy those, but you also know the closures so that you don't wind up getting nixed out of something that you really would have preferred to do.
Total disappointment.
So important. Yeah. Okay. Travel souvenirs and being responsible with our
Tchotchkes.
we love them, being responsible with those purchases. Listen, there is nobody who podcasts that loves a gift shop more than Babcia and Yia Yia.
That's right.
We love them, but we wanna make sure that when you walk into any gift shop, you are not buying big business items.
Let me throw this at you. Here's
Go
a
for it.
question. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Knowing me,
Uh-huh.
if I'm going to go in a gift anywhere in the world gift shop,
Mhm.
and I'm looking for something specific, someone,
Mhm.
what would I be looking for?
Well, that's a really tough question. Wait a second. I need to think about this. It can go in so many things because if you were looking for me, I know what you would be looking for. But if you were looking for someone else that's very close to you, I'm not quite sure I
What
would
if I'm
know.
looking for myself?
Oh, what if you're looking for yourself? You love a good bag.
I love bags.
Yeah.
I love bags.
Oh, wait, I know. Wait, everybody, I know. A bookmark.
Yes. And also, my dream would to be find a souvenir
Mhm.
in every place I go of Freddie Mercury.
Well, listen, that's a whole nother level. And we've attained that level of souvenir shopping. We will be happy to refer you to the episodes in which we talk about our travel souvenirs.
Yes. Check out our show on travel souvenirs.
Yeah, because it does talk a lot about being responsible when you're buying things. Buy local, buy local, buy local. We
Yes,
can't say it
please do.
enough.
I go every time, and no offense to anybody.
Mhm,
I'm going to say it right now. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but if I'm in Europe, okay, let's say I'm over in Paris and I want to
mhm.
buy something and it says made in China, I'm not going to buy it
I'm not
because
gonna
it's
buy it.
not authentic.
Exactly. I want something that's artisanal.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
we're off our soapbox. Let's move on.
We're moving on. Okay, we're in Europe. Can I just say this? Unlike New York City, you gotta look up and you gotta go down. That is the deal. If you're in Rome and you don't look up at those glorious ceilings that these masters of art have created, you're missing
It's your
out,
loss.
right? Isn't that why you go to the Sistine Chapel? Okay. If you're in Edinburgh and you don't go down into the closes,
Hmm.
then you're kind of missing out on something. The Paris Sewer System Museum, the Nuremberg art bunkers are down. Even the London Mail Rail is down, which is a whole
The
nother
catacombs in
thing.
Paris is down.
Exactly. So you want to make sure that you look up, especially in a religious sanctuary or older architecture,
Hmm.
and you want to go down.
Got it.
All right. Okay. Now let's talk about something that's completely different. There is a trend to use those double decker red hop on, hop off buses. So I would like to do a little bit of a yay or nay on different major cities within Europe, and let's talk about whether or not the hop on, hop off bus pass is worth it. Okay?
Okay, let's go. I'm going to give you the first one.
Go for it.
Edinburgh.
Okay, Edinburgh. I did go on the hop on, hop off bus there.
Okay.
This is why it was more efficient to buy that to go out to the suburbs to
Okay.
get to the Britannia. I had a reason to use
To do
it,
it. Okay.
and then it brought us back with the same ticket. So we got to see a little bit of the city, and it brought us out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I say yay to Edinburgh.
Rome.
Ooh, Rome. Rome is a yes as well. The reason that I like Rome is because it brought you in a ring and it stopped at every major Santa Maria piazza.
Okay.
So it brought you around the whole city in a ring, and you could keep going and keep going and keep going and get on and off and go from piazza to piazza and church to church. However, I would say, as ancient as Rome is, there is absolutely no need to use the hop on, hop off bus in Athens.
No.
Just walk the old neighborhood and be done. Just
Walk it.
walk the placa.
Paris. Do it at night.
Exactly.
Because you know what? You get on, you can see everything you want to see all beautifully lit up. One swap. Whoop.
It is the most beautifully underlit city in the world, and the one at night gives you an effect like you would
Oh.
never get in any other
Mm-hmm.
way. The only way I would skip doing that is if I hired one of those cute kind of sunroof cars.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a different story if you're gonna do, like, a private tour, but this is a good way to see all of the
Mm-hmm.
icons that you might not necessarily buy a ticket for, but you'd like to put
Just
your
see.
eyes on, take a picture, those kind of things. You could do it at night. On the other hand, I would not use the hop on, hop off bus in Amsterdam. Instead, use the canal system. It's
It
there.
just makes
It
sense.
just makes sense, right?
Now we're talking Dublin.
Mhm.
Guys, you need to go over and check out our Ireland show. And
Yes.
we're gonna talk about it. We don't use the hop on and hop off.
They actually clog the city streets there
Mm-hmm.
and make things kind of a mess for other people, and we don't wanna be that kind of tourist.
No.
So we say no to that. We also say no to it in Munich. Here's what our alternative is for Munich, and we've said this in our Munich show as well. All of these particular cities that we just mentioned, we have a particular destination show for, so please check those out depending on where you're going. Munich, we say bike it, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the pedal power. If you go to the Marienplatz, hire one of the local guides that has a tuk-tuk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? One of those bikes where you can sit back in the
Mm-hmm.
seat, have them take you out to the English Gardens Park, have them take you to the museums, drop you off at the Hofbrauhaus at the end. I'm just saying that's a great day. It costs us $50 to do that, €50 to do that. Our guide stopped everywhere we asked him to stop to take a picture. He took us past every building that we wanted to see. He spent 3 hours with us, and he gave us the most incredible thing. He picked us up in Marienplatz, and he dropped us off in front of the Hofbrauhaus. We had an excellent time. It was so much fun.
Now, no judging people
Uh-huh.
if you really feel like you need to do the hop on, hop off buses. Maybe it's not possible for someone to walk
Yeah.
through or bike or whatever. Do what's going to work for you, but if you have the option, yay or nay it.
Yeah, those are the best, those are the least.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of best, let's talk about best city passes. And we're just going to go ahead and put out the 5 cities we think city passes are really worth. Ready?
Yes.
Paris. The Paris Museum Pass will get you
Oh,
into hundreds of different locations. Totally worth it.
yes, yes, yes. London.
Totally worth it. It's called the Oyster Pass,
Yes.
and it does an incredible job of getting you into the biggest venues and making sure that you have access to anything that isn't royal. So it's not going to cover the royal sites, but it is going to cover the municipal sites. This one, I cannot overemphasize enough. The Vatican. It is its own city within Rome, and the Vatican needs its own pass to go into the museums. However, you do not need a pass if you simply want to visit the sanctuary, catacombs, or go to the dome. But the meat is in the museums, and you're going to need that pass. We highly recommend that you listen to our podcast called Reservations in Rome because we talk about the 5 tickets that you need in Rome in order to be successful. And there is some pre planning you have to do for very specific things within Rome and the Vatican. Another one is Krakow. They have a great city pass that will get you into everything from Wawel Hill to the local art museum and Schindler's Factory.
Wow.
So you can get into a lot of those bigger venues and the smaller ones at the same time. Totally worth it. And we definitely want to say that the city pass for Amsterdam, if you plan on going museum hopping to more than 2 museums, which you're going to do in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
let's be clear, get the city pass. One thing that we want to make sure everybody understands post COVID is that most of the major museums around the world, particularly in these very busy, iconic cities, are keeping their reservation system for timed entry. This is allowing them to give the best experience to people with the fewest crowds at the same time. So please keep in mind that whether you use the city pass or not, you're probably going to have to register for an entry time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You're listening to Babcia and Yia Yia Travel the World, and we hope that you are enjoying today's conversation. We invite you to become part of our travel community, so head on over to babciaandyaia.com. That's Babcia and YIA. And subscribe to our blog so that you can be kept in the loop as we talk about destinations and how to make travel a priority in your daily life. Whether you are travel dreaming or you've got boarding passes in your hand, we've got the resources, plans, and plenty of inspiration to get you ready for whatever adventure awaits. You can find us on all the social media at Babcia and Yia, and we hope that we see you there.
Okay, let's talk about car rentals.
Mm-hmm.
We all know now, we know we need to learn how to drive a standard.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was taught on.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk about some car rentals.
Okay, let's talk about where you need a car
Yeah,
rental.
some places you don't. Let's talk about where you need it.
Okay, here are a couple that are really important.
Ireland.
Ireland. You're going to need it to go in that counterclockwise direction, and you're going to want to have that freedom
Yeah.
to do what you want to do. Be careful on those roads. Bavaria. This one is deceiving because the German trains are very, very good. However, if you want to be in charge of your time management, I recommend the car.
Right.
It's beautifully driven roads down there, and I don't think anybody will have a problem, but Bavaria is definitely one of those places.
Tuscany.
Yeah, the countryside in Tuscany. You're going to want to take that scenic
Yeah, how
drive.
are you gonna? Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to do it. Again, beautiful roads.
Normandy.
Yes, this is another one where there are trains to access that area, but in order to be in charge of your own time management, it's far more economical to rent the car and enjoy the coastline on your own dollar and in your own control.
Yes.
Mhm.
The Scottish Highlands.
Again, there is public transportation to go to these places, but it is not very accessible in the 500-mile coastline that a lot of people like to drive.
And I would like to drive and stop and see the little Scottish Highland cow.
Exactly, the little moo cows are so cute.
Stop it.
I
Put one in
love
the back seat. Let's take it home.
Yes, and name him Seamus.
Yes. So
Mhm.
now let's talk about ticket arrangements that
Mhm.
you need. This is worth setting up before you get to where you're going. Because you don't want to show up and be like, I want to buy tickets. And they're like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah, and there are some very specific places in Europe where you think you need tickets and you don't necessarily do. And there are other places where you're like, "Oh, I'll just wing it. I'll go there. I don't have to plan exactly what
Yeah,
time."
no,
And it's like, "Girl, you ain't getting in today."
not getting in.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk. Neuschwanstein. This is that castle that everybody thinks of in Bavaria. This is the big one that Disney planned the Sleeping Beauty castle on. Two
Cinderella's castle?
Sleeping Beauty.
Okay,
Yeah, because Cinderella's castle, I think, is Mont Saint Michel.
okay.
Yeah, I think. Correct us if
Correct
we're
us.
wrong.
Send
Yeah.
us an
Okay.
email, people.
Yes. Comment. Give us a 5-star review.
Mhm.
Listen, Neuschwanstein is that big old castle 2 months out. You have
Whoa!
to put it on your calendar. It will sell out in
I bet.
hours. Yes, and a lot of these places that sell out like this, they release it on a certain date of the month, and once they're gone for the month, that's it,
That's it.
and you're out of luck. This has happened to me there at that
Oh,
particular castle. One place you don't need to set up, Blarney Castle in Ireland.
okay.
Walk in,
And
pay
do
the
it.
admission, enjoy. There's not gonna be a ton of people there. There's not gonna be a lot of waiting. You're
Okay.
easy breezy.
And Frank's house.
The second no, the first Tuesday of the month, tickets are released for the following month for the Anne Frank house. You snooze,
You
you
lose.
lose. However, on the flip side, Auschwitz, you will not have a problem getting into. It's not gonna sell out. There's plenty of room for everybody to go and visit and pay their respects.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, the big Gaudi cathedral. Here's the deal. There are some places like the Sagrada Familia that has a certain percentage of tickets available the morning of.
Mhm.
But most of those are gone within 5 minutes of the line opening. Just get your ticket
Tickets
ahead
before.
of time. It is why you're going to Barcelona anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well get it. On the other hand,
Parthenon?
easy breezy, walk right in. Pay your
Well,
little
you're gonna have to,
ticket,
like,
and
trek up
then
there.
yeah, but you kinda go back and forth, back and
Yeah.
forth, back and forth like on a donkey path. Yeah.
The Vatican.
I highly suggest I'm gonna put this out there 2 ways. The first thing that I want to say about the Vatican is do not go through a third party. Google the Vatican and go to the Vatican website for all of your ticketing purchases. Do not arrange anything through a third party. The only third party is not a third party. Go to your church. If you're Catholic and you belong to a parish, go ask your priest what the best way is for someone in your parish to get tickets to the different things at the Vatican. They may have them available for parishioners. So start there. If that's not something that you have access to, no big deal. Go right to the website and you can book about 3 different tickets ahead of time. But again, the number one thing that people wanna see that people don't see at the Vatican is the Tomb of St. Peter. You snooze, you lose. You must get that arranged before you go and
Can I
have
see
a
the
time.
Pope?
Yes, on Wednesdays, they have an audience with the Pope, and you go into the big auditorium. Yeah, it's amazing.
And if anyone goes and finds a glow in the dark Virgin Mary,
Yes! Please
please
send
send it
it.
to us.
Yeah.
Mine was stolen. That should be a sin.
It was a sin. I will tell you this, the most important thing to make sure that you get with the Vatican is to get your access straightened out because every Catholic church is free to go to. The sanctuaries are free to go to around the world.
Mhm.
Nobody's ever gonna charge you to walk into a Roman Catholic church or an Orthodox church. I will say this, if there is anything attached to that though, the priests and the nuns, they gotta make their money. They gotta support the church, and that's what happens at the Vatican. And we have a lot of great tips for you in Rome, especially in relation to the Vatican. Please listen into that episode. It will definitely be worth your time. Rounding out ticket arrangements, one ticket arrangement that you do not have to make is the number one tourist attraction in France.
What?
Yep. What do you think it's called?
Mont Saint Michel.
That's right, not the Eiffel Tower, Mont Saint Michel. You definitely need to make sure that you know you do not need a ticket to go there. You just pay the little like €4 and you walk up the stairs. Yep.
But like the Eiffel Tower, you need to buy tickets for that if you want to go to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, you do for the Eiffel Tower, although I don't think you need to make them months in advance. Like, you can get
No.
same-day tickets there, and it's reasonable. Like, you'll
And
find a time.
don't listen, it's so overrated. Don't go and get engaged on top of the Eiffel Tower,
We've talked about that before. Please
please.
don't. Okay,
6 last tips. What do we have here?
here we go. Let's hit it.
This is going to be a controversial one.
It is gonna be a controversial one. Bullfights in the Azores in France do not kill the bulls, and they also don't scare them. So if you're looking for an ethical way to see that cultural exchange,
Mhm.
the Azores is where to go for that.
Don't get that mixed up, or you could see something you don't want to see.
Exactly. Yes, you wanna make sure that you think about that. The worst traffic in Europe is in Istanbul.
Huh.
Yep, that is statistically proven. Okay. Royal Ascot tickets in England may be available through your embassy in London. You need to Google and apply,
Why?
and you may get free tickets to go and be part of the posh set of the Royal Ascot if you're there when that happens.
Woo!
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool? Yeah. You can river raft on the locks of Scotland.
Just on certain days.
Just on certain days, you have to know when the locks are gonna be opened, and you can go and white water raft on those locks. I think it's Tuesdays and Thursdays or Tuesdays and Fridays. It changes from year to year.
And I can't wait. Go ahead for the next one. This is so exciting.
Okay. I am over the moon about this
I
statement.
can't even.
Notre Dame is scheduled to open back up in 2024. We're so happy for Paris and the people of Paris and the people of Notre Dame, just in time for the 2024
Listen,
Olympics.
Quasimodo's going home.
That's all I'm saying. I'm so happy for him. Yes, I'm very excited that this is going to happen, and we keep a very close eye on the progress that is being made in refurbishing and restoring Notre Dame. You can check that out on our website
Yes, please do.
for sure. Okay,
Wrap us up with the last tip.
wrap us up. We're still in Paris. Your Louvre ticket will allow you to leave and come back throughout the day. That includes if you get it on City Pass. So you can take in a little art, you can walk away. Take in a little bit more art, walk away.
And for someone like me, that would work.
Check out our Art Attack episode if you need a little bit more information on that. And that, my friends,
It's a wrap.
is a wrap on Europe 101. Alrighty, in this edition of Now Boarding, we are talking all things Europe 101. Let's get to the basics and start with a global book pick.
You know, I love that we start with books because those are my favorite
I
things.
know, I love it.
All right, so I have The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter and European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman.
Mm-hmm.
This is a novel by Theodore Goss, and it is the debut novel. And what I like about this is that it takes iconic figures, let's say like Frankenstein,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes his daughter, and she goes on these adventures. But then there's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde's daughters, and they form this amazing, monstrous girl gang and have all these adventures.
So fun. And I think Theodore Goss has a great literary hand. She does a good job.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. My global book pick is Europe on 5 Wrong Turns a Day by Doug Mack. Listen, we can all get lost and we all need to realize mistakes are not failure.
No, and sometimes those wrong turns turn out to be the best thing you could do.
Which is exactly what Doug Mack is talking about. You know, he's playing off of the pun of the original modern guidebook to Europe, which was called Europe on $5 a Day.
Okay.
By Mr. Fodor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he does a really great job of showing how a wrong turn can turn out just to be the right thing. Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Travel tips.
Yes, travel tips. Listen, take advantage of the immersive art experiences that are popping up all over the place right now. Art is an essential part. I'm gonna say it and preach it forever. Art is an essential part of
Oh,
understanding Europe. It
that's gonna
just
be my mantra.
is what it is. And I just came from the amazing Van Gogh exhibit, the immersive Van
I
Gogh
so
exhibit.
wanna go.
We've been ticking and talking about that lately, as a matter of fact. Listen, it is amazing and a great first step into the art world.
And
So
I need that.
you need that.
I
We should
need
go.
that.
We're actually should we tell them something
Okay,
that
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
give
do?
you a little hidden pre-game,
A little teaser.
a little
A
teaser.
little teaser. Terry and I,
Are hitting the road.
that's right. Babcia and Yia Yia are hitting the road together. We're not gonna name the
No,
location, but we are going to tell you that we are going to one of these immersive experiences, but it's not the Van Gogh experience.
no.
It is another amazing French artist of
Yes.
the Impressionist movement, Claude Monet.
Woo!
Yeah, we're excited. We're gonna have a really good time
So you're
doing
gonna
that.
have to stay tuned to catch this episode.
That's right.
Okay, so my travel tips is you need to know those European words, those Euro words.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to a restaurant, you're gonna say, "Hey, can I have some water?" And they're gonna say still or gas, and you're gonna be like, "What?"
Don't say I'm gassy.
Nah, but if you do get the gas water, it just means bubbly. You may get gas with it, but
Yeah.
just be careful.
Yeah, not in the way you think though.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Don't say I'm gonna go take a picture.
Mhm.
Photo, please.
Photo. Mhm.
And where's your Wi-Fi? No, use the word Wi-Fi because that's what they do.
Whiffy.
And last but not least, don't ask for the restroom. They're going to wonder, where do you want to go lay down and rest?
Mhm.
No, use the word your mother taught you not to say. Where's the toilet?
That's right. That's an American sensibility, not a European one. Nobody cares over there.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's talk travel products. One of the things that I have had such an issue with in the past are hair dryers and curling irons. Here's what I think. For about 30 €, you can go get a hair dryer and a curling iron at the local big department store in wherever you are staying, and it plugs into the wall. You don't need an adapter, you don't need anything. Don't bring your American products. Go ahead and
No.
just buy it over there for $30. They sell everything that we have
Go to the
here,
European
girl.
Target.
That's
I
right.
don't know what they are, but there's
Exactly. Exactly. Just buy it over there, make your purchase, and let that be part of your
yep.
experience.
Now, the next one for my travel product is your correct travel purse. Now, Babcia and Yaya can go back and forth on this, okay? But she's telling me I need to have a Euro style purse.
Mhm. Not a fanny pack.
I can't wear a fanny pack. I can't wear a backpack.
No.
I gotta get a European style purse.
Well, let's take it from a place of safety, though,
Let's do.
okay? Because the number one crime against tourists in Europe, or for that fact, the entire world, is a crime of opportunity, AKA pickpocketing. If you go look like a tourist, you just became an
Is a
opportunity.
fanny pack gonna make me look like a tourist? The fanny
Yes!
packs are coming back strong.
Stop it. Does it say Chanel?
No.
Okay, then it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Mine is a knockoff Gucci. What is
No,
that?
you can't buy it in Chinatown in New York City.
Ah.
No, no, no. No, no,
Okay,
no.
so get you a European style purse, people. So you do like the Romans do,
Yeah,
okay?
you blend. You
When in Rome,
blend.
do as the Romans do.
Exactly. Okay, let's wrap it up with some travel tech because it's one of our favorite things to do. And since we're post COVID, let's talk about those important websites that help you make sure you know what you got to know.
Okay, everybody, if you have a pen or a pencil, write it down. If not, you can go to our show notes.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. State Department Travel Center. It is a must. You need to go on there to see what our government is saying. Is it saying, yes, we can go? Is it safe or is it a no go? You want to make sure you go there.
And also what it takes to get back in our country.
Please.
Yeah, that's important. You want
How
to
many
get home.
times do you see people saying, I'm stuck, I can't get back?
Yeah.
Okay, plan, people.
Yeah.
This is the world we're living in right now.
That's right. Speaking of planning and being post pandemic, let's talk about the Reopen Europe website and app. This is the most up to date information that the EU is giving out country by country so you can see Do you need testing? Do you need masking? Do you need any sort of extra paperwork to enter or exit a country or move within certain zones? It's the quickest way to make sure that you're covering all your bases so that you can get to the planning and get to prioritizing all the good stuff and not all the pandemic nonsense. What an episode, Terry,
I know it. All right, guys, go check us out.
at babciandyaya.com. The travel industry has taken quite a blow from several global issues, including the war in Ukraine, the COVID-19 crisis, and inflation, that makes it hard for people to get out into the world like they want to. At this point, leading experts are predicting that it is going to take up to 3 years for the travel industry to bounce back to full force. One way that you can help it is to like and subscribe to 10 microbloggers. Start with us. You can like and subscribe to our podcast and our website so that you can tell the travel industry that people are still interested in travel. So, Terry, how can listeners get a hold of us?
We'd like to hear from you. Contact us at babciandyaya@gmail.com with your questions, suggestions, favorite travel tips, products, and travel trends so that we can share your ideas in the future. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Here you go, guys. Babci and Yaya. Babcia and YIA.
Babciandyaya.com is the home base for everything that we love about travel. And it's where we store our show notes as well as many of the resources that we offer to our travel community, including travel literacy for the kiddos. We always have new posts about all the things we love and about all the travel we're up to, including today's topic, as well as features on destinations, travel lifestyle, and stories to make you smile.
Don't- Didn't get all that? Just check out our show notes for all of the ways to stay in touch and links to anything we chatted about in this episode. As always, thanks for joining us for our journey.